I'm just going to go ahead and say it. With respect to the Steelers and Raiders, the saddest quarterback competition in football this year. The one between Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, and Bo Nix. Now, Bo's numbers look good. 15 of 21, buck 25, and a touchdown. I encourage anyone, you go to NFL's YouTube page, just type in Bo Nix every throw, and you'll see it. And you can judge how you think he did. I thought he was shockingly skittish in the pocket. I thought and again, I'm not here's your fundamental. I don't know what good footwork is, but I know what bad footwork is. And he seemed a little over his skis. It's preseason, week 1, I understand it. But the other option is Zach Wilson or Jared Stidham. So I don't know what Sean Payton does. Greg, do you think there's a clear-cut best choice here?
I don't know if there's a clear-cut best choice. I think Jared Stidham probably wins the job. Look, you said before you even started listing the quarterbacks, this is the saddest quarterback. Look, watching Bo Nix, I am not at all comparing him to the guy that I'm about to mention.
Here we go.
As far as career-wise, in comparison as far as what he can potentially be. Footwork, what it looks like to me. Peyton Manning used to look very skittish in the pocket. Feet were never really settled and planted, and he never really drove through a lot of throws. He
Bo's about Peyton's age, so it makes sense.
Well, he is about Peyton's age. But, that's kind of what it looks like to me, so I'm not going to just throw that out and say, I don't like his footwork, because it's worked for some of the best to ever do it.
Come on,
Go ahead, Coach.
Drop some.
I thought it was impressive that they were willing to throw the ball 21 times.
Oh.
And as you look, typically the rookie quarterback doesn't go in and get 21 opportunities to throw the ball, and they go 15 for 21. But that was positive, and there were a lot of throws in there that were positive. And I'm sure if Sean's looking at it as, I have a very good system. If I can get someone to run my system, run it consistently, and not make mistakes, which he's been very good at protecting the football over the course of his career, we're going to win a lot of games. So from that aspect, he was very clean, and maybe as a system guy early, this could be the right fit for them.
So with you mentioning that, him throwing the ball 21 times, you don't really see that unless there's something you're looking for out of a player.
Oh, I think he wants to start Nick.
Exactly.
I think that if you're Sean Payton and you ate $85 million to get rid of Russell Wilson, despite the fact is if Brew were here, he would tell you, hey, look at his numbers last year. They were, his touchdown interception ratio. He clearly wants upside at that position that he didn't think Russell provided. I don't think you do that to then go into a season with Jared Stidham as your starter. I feel like that is, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Zach Wilson's numbers in that preseason game weren't bad either. Yeah. He was 7 for 9.
So correct, but this is where I rely on the kind of the Broncos beat reporters. Prior to the preseason game, they had made it very clear that in training camp, Zach Wilson is being treated like the number 3. That this is between Stidham and Nix. And again, I wasn't that high on Nix in college. I don't like super old quarterbacks. I didn't think he was a first-round pick. But I think, clearly has more upside than Stidham, who is probably going to have a very nice career as a career backup, but probably that I was.
Okay, listen, that's the end of the clip. It now, skips to J.J. McCarthy. Let's talk Bo Nix. Because what Nick is saying here is just not correct. It's just fundamentally untrue. How you can watch Bo Nix, and I don't even want to talk about the numbers. Looking at the numbers is useless. It's preseason. Saying, so-and-so went 15 for 21 and 125 yards and a touchdown, it's useless. Anyone can show me anything. Show me a perfect passer rating. Show me a 0. Show me 7 interceptions. Maybe 7 interceptions. But it just doesn't matter. You have to just watch the film. Just watch what you're seeing. No more than that. No more than that, because if he threw perfect balls but they were incompletions, or if he checked the ball down when there was a wide open receiver, right? So the numbers, throw them out. Just watch him. So I also encourage you to go to NFL on YouTube and search, all of Bo Nix's throws. It's unfortunately YouTube could be tough. It's not YouTube. It's the NFL and stuff. They don't always let you show highlights. Otherwise, I'd love to go through it. That's why even on First Things First actual channel, all of Fox Sports does this. The Herd, any of their shows, on TV, they'll show the highlights, but then if you ever watch the videos on YouTube, it'll be real awkward where they're clearly showing the highlight, but like it's not shown on YouTube because it can get a little weird with that. Because I'd love to go over it because he showed so much confidence. If you want to judge his footwork, I'm not here to judge people's footwork and mechanics. That is not the scope of this channel. I am not going to be here and telling someone, in my chair saying, oh, his footwork wasn't good. His mechanics were a little off. I'm not here to say that. And neither should Nick, quite frankly, which he did admit to a degree. But you cannot watch that film, watch that game, and think that Bo Nix did not command that offense. That he was not making his throws on time. That he was not making the appropriate reads. Bo Nix did everything you would ask for him to do in his first NFL, true moment. I understand it's preseason, but this was his true first NFL moment. A preseason game like that is already light years ahead of anything in college. It just is. Maybe the fans are a lot more chill, but in terms of the speed, the physicality, honestly, you can make the argument the importance of it, the magnitude of it. And he shined. He absolutely shined. What could Bo Nix do in this moment that would make someone like Nick feel happy or scared, I should say, since he's obviously a Chiefs fan? Because what else do you want him to do? He made great throws. He made accurate throws. He moved around in the pocket. He wasn't skittish. He wasn't jittery. He wasn't shy. He was confident. He did what needed to be done. He executed the offense as asked from Sean Payton. That's exactly what you need. And he took no sacks, which was also incredibly important. His timing was on point. That's what Sean Payton is looking for Bo Nix. That's what he wants. He's there to execute Sean Payton's offense. And that is not what Russell Wilson was able to do. So I just don't understand why we see that game, that preseason game, and your takeaway is this is the saddest quarterback competition. It's not even a quarterback competition. It's Bo Nix. If they want to hold back Bo Nix because they want to develop him a little bit more, it's not because he lost the quarterback competition. Patrick Mahomes did not lose the quarterback competition against Alex Smith. He just did not. You're not going to tell me he did. But they knew that Patrick Mahomes was raw and Alex Smith was going to give some consistency and that Patrick Mahomes would benefit from learning from Alex Smith. But they could have thrown Patrick Mahomes into the starting season and he would have had some moments where you were like, oh my God, who is this guy? The Chiefs are going to be scary in the not so distant future. But they knew, Andy Reid knew, let's take this slow. I understand that Bo Nix is a little bit older. I get that. But can we stop? Can we stop just pretending that somehow when you're like 22, 23, you're this you're just this insane infinite ball of potential, and the moment you turn like 25, you're just like, you're nothing, you're done. If you're not a superstar and a Hall of Famer, you're just never going to be, you're done. Like, I don't understand where people get so confident with I don't want to say their doubt, because it's not even doubt, with their just blatant disrespect of Bo Nix and this blatant just lack of belief that he's going to be like a legitimate competent quarterback in the NFL. I don't understand why they're so confident in that. If you want to make the argument that Bo Nix is not going to be this like all-time great, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, top 3 quarterback in the NFL, I'm open to that. I really, really am, because as I always say, I'm not in the business of trying to predict necessarily who's going to be, before they even take an actual NFL snap, like who's going to be a Hall of Famer, who's going to be a GOAT. That's just, those are silly topics to me. But to think that he can't be a legitimate, competent quarterback in the NFL, a consistent quarterback in the NFL, I don't understand. I really, really don't. I'm struggling to understand that. Why we think that he can't be a smooth operator in Sean Payton's offense. He just proved it to us. I know it's a preseason game, but he didn't do anything to doubt us. And you know how I know that? Because the only thing that Nick could say is, oh, he seemed jittery in the pocket. I don't know about that. Because I made other videos about Caleb and Jaden, and I kept saying confidence, confidence, confidence. They are confident, confident, confident. So I emphasize that too. And so now he's kind of taking the opposite approach. But with the confidence of Caleb, of Jaden, of JJ, I could also point to the actions that took place, to the throws that took place, the progressions, the reads that took place. So I could say that confidence was actually rooted in something. Because you could be super confident and just sail the ball over, 100 feet over someone's head. You could be super confident in that. Like an Adam Sandler movie. Doesn't mean that you're going to be good. That's not what Bo Nix had. You want to call out something? Call out what Russell Wilson did. Justin Fields. You want to talk about jittery? That was Justin Fields. That was the uncomfortableness. I said this about I think it was about Caleb. Yeah, Caleb. You watch Justin Fields play, and you could feel he had some nice throws, without a doubt. But you could feel it. It was this contraction. I did this exact same thing in another video, so I apologize. But this is what it was. It was this contraction. You could just feel it. You could just see it. And with Caleb Williams, you could just see it was different. Chest out, confident, fearless, comfortable. Bo Nix demonstrated that. The lights were not too bright for him. And at the end of the day, that is mostly all you can take away from a preseason game. That's why I say throw away the numbers. It's useless. Unless someone can really wow you with an individual throw, it's more, to me, a preseason is more about to see what they can't do, if they prove they can't, which is what I saw from Justin Fields, at least in that moment. Bo Nix did not show me the can'ts. He did not show me, oh, well, it's clear he's a little confused by this, or, oh, yeah, he is a lot smaller than, than I realized, or, oh, he is slow. He's definitely slow, like they're going to be able to get to him. No, he doesn't really seem to be able to move around the pocket well. His vision's a little lost. You didn't see any of that. None. So there's no reason to have any negative takeaway from that game at all. And it's just, to me, again, it's just, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but it's just absurd to me that you can watch his, every Bo Nix throw or whatever, and your takeaway is, I don't know, that didn't really look that good. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's a boatload of nonsense. If you didn't know who Patrick Mahomes was, and you didn't know of all the amazing things that he has done, truly, you could find film of him looking jittery. It'll be hard because we know who Mahomes is. And we know that when he looks jittery, magic stuff can happen. But if you didn't know any of that magic stuff could happen, you didn't know who Mahomes was, I guarantee you, I could find, some clips where you could be like, this guy is jittery. He looks like Justin Fields. And that's part of the problem. That's why people think that Justin Fields has this limitless potential. If we could just get the right coach and the right team to unlock it, he could be Patrick Mahomes. But when you look like Bo Nix, it's just not. I think we have to evolve past that type of evaluation. Quarterbacks come in all different shapes and sizes and colors. We are no longer in a one-size-fit-all, and it's no longer where you're an absolute statue or you're just an absolute runner. It's a spectrum now. We have quarterbacks of all different skill levels, of all different various tools in the toolbox. And like I said, if you want to make the argument that Bo Nix maybe has a couple less tools than, say, a Patrick Mahomes, I'm open to that. I'm okay with that. I accept that. I can accept that argument. But to take away what Bo Nix does, that makes him actually potentially really special, like being able to execute an offense flawlessly, to be able to execute the vision of the coach and Sean Payton, that's just doing him a disservice. And it's just not fair. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think Bo Nix is indeed the best option for the Denver Broncos? Were you impressed with his preseason debut? Or do you think, no, he really showed that he's not good enough? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.